Yo, Brian Sav back once again, another episode of the Talk and Play Blurcast. What is up, everybody? I know it's been quite some time, like a month or so, since I put out the last episode. I needed a little break. It is what it is. Nothing is wrong. I just took a little break and, had to get some other stuff in my personal life organized. So I'm good. We good. And I'm back on the microphone talking to y'all about whatever the fuck it is I want to blurt out about. In my away time, I also came to some realizations about like the episodes and the structure, whatever, right? So I don't necessarily care too much about a lot of the topics that end up hitting like regular conversation amongst pop culture folks and the blogs and shit like that. So what I said to myself was, okay, instead of scrolling these Instagram pages, the shade rooms, Hollywood Unlocks and all that, trying to find like topics I feel compelled to give my opinions on, I was just like, if something pop up and I want to voice myself, then I will. But other than that, the headlines are going to mostly consist of now the news that I would normally put in the other sections of the podcast. So game chat, the game news, I'm moving it up to the headlines, the watch list and the playlist, I'm also moving that news up to the headlines. And then, I still talk about some pop culture stuff, some blog shit when it pop up. But other than that, I'm just going to just do what I want to talk about. So with that being said, after I play my theme music, we're going to get into the headlines and discuss, everything I just said. Let's go. Starting with something that kind of bummed me out a little bit, but it's life. Disney Plus and Hulu are raising their prices. I don't know why they're doing this. Yes, I do. Money is why they're doing this. And, as much as I want to fight back, I'm not, because I am regularly watching Disney Plus content. She-Hulk is currently going on right now. I'll talk about that in the watch list later. And then Hulu, same. Like, I'm watching Hulu pretty much year round. Atlanta's coming back soon. Abbott Elementary is coming back. Fucking Snowfall is good television, even though I'm like seasons behind. I fuck with Snowfall. Like, there's a lot of programming on Hulu that I like. Woke is another one that randomly popped up one day and I started watching and I was like, oh, this is a dope ass show. Like, there's stuff on Hulu, so I can't really too much complain. They raising the prices because they want more of my money and because they know I'm not gonna cancel these services because they have things that I want to watch. So the price is going up. It's fucked up, but it's life. Do your Googles to find out what the new prices are going to be, because I didn't write them down. But what I did write down is that Disney Plus will be getting a ad-supported tier, which means they're going to be having programming on there that will include ads at some point. Like, maybe when you start the show, it'll probably play like a minute to minute and a half ad, like same way on Hulu. Like, when you start watching something on Hulu, if you have the ad version, I don't have an issue with it. I don't care. They do fine by me, even with the ads being there. So yeah, be prepared for that, because more of your money more of your money is going to Disney and all of their properties. That's fine. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland are suing Triller for $28 million. Triller pay Timbaland and Swizz Beatz like expeditiously. I know T.I. uses that word, pretty randomly. Sometimes in the right context, sometimes it's not. I know what I'm saying, though. I need you to come up off of that money because this stuff in the news that I'm seeing about Triller, how they don't pay people and shit like that, like, that's fucked up on one side. But then we have Versus over here. This is black. This is black people's like fun time. I don't like it being caught up in the middle of money not being given, because that's why we haven't gotten a cool Versus yet. Like, well, not saying we haven't gotten a cool Versus, because we have, but I'm saying that's why we haven't gotten a Versus in a while, because y'all don't want to cut the right checks to the right folks, and I don't like that. So, you know what I'm saying, Triller, if you come across this podcast and you hear this message, pay Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. These are two gentlemen that have been very, very instrumental and influential in the culture of hip hop, and they've been in the business for a very, very long time. I'm pretty sure that they are going to get whatever money they asking for through the courts if y'all just don't pay like you supposed to. I know contracts and deals have been signed and all kind of shit. Come up off of the money. Next, do you remember that virtual AI rapper Meka? Y'all heard about all the stuff going on. All I want to say about it is I'm glad he got dropped. It was real quick. They signed him after the backlash. Maybe like 2 days later, they was like, we cutting ties with this nigga. And I appreciate that. The concept, loosely a good idea in my opinion. Like, it was kind of okay as a concept, just because it was new and interesting, this whole virtual reality rapper shit. But ultimately, I wasn't fucking with it. He looked like a white rapper, like one of them white drugged out rappers. And then you got him saying nigga, and then the black kid behind him that's actually writing the music and recording his vocals or whatever and lending it to this artificial intelligence. Like, y'all not investing any kind of money into him as an artist? Because Kyle the Hooligan, that's the gentleman who is actually an artist himself, but does the music for this virtual reality rapper. He, you know what I'm saying, got good music. Why y'all just won't give him the deal and let him go out and be the artist? What's going on? Why y'all want to invest in this virtual reality shit? I think money as well. It's probably a lot cheaper to just have a virtual reality rapper go on all these tour dates. And I guess, yeah, the liability with that would be very, very low because it can't get sick. His vocal cords can't go out like the Weeknd's just did. Like, I see the potential for it to be like a big, big money move. But me personally, and I know a lot of black people, we take music very, very seriously. So we don't want no caricatures up there on no bullshit. Glad he up out of here. I just mentioned the Weeknd's vocal cords going out live in the middle of a performance. That's fucked up. Get your rest, Abel, or is it Abel? Don't really know how you pronounce that name. I've always struggled with pronouncing the Weeknd's real name. Either way, get your rest, get your vocal cords back up. You're on tour. You promised a lot of people you was going to show up. You said you're going to refund everybody that was at that show. Don't have to do it again. No, we don't want to have to. So rest and then come back. Kanye is in the headlines again for dragging Kim and Pete Davidson. I want people to understand, right? Kanye is very serious about his kids. Every time he has these outbursts, quote unquote, and he speaks his mind about the way Kim is doing things and the involvement that the mom, Chris has and all this other shit, like, and him hating Pete Davidson for being a friend 1 minute and then fucking his wife or ex-wife the next minute. Like, it's valid to me, and he's a parent and he wants to have control, or at least, you know, a fair amount of say so over what his kids see and do, just like the rest of everybody else. It's just funny because of the things that Kanye says. And this is Kanye West, billionaire. All these companies, they want to be in business with him. He's a cultural icon, like very, very influential across the entire planet. And he get on there, he air out everybody in his family if he ain't fucking with him. So that's very interesting. I just hope that whatever they got going on, they figure it out, because the kids are watching. We know North, at least, is on the internet. Her TikTok is way more followed than mine. So just keep that in mind, Mr. West. Kim as well, even though you don't really come out and say nothing bad about nobody, really. You just respond to things, not necessarily even in a bad light. Either way, the kids are watching, guys. What else? Sony. What the fuck? They got a lot of shit going on. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention. $5.8 billion lawsuit over PlayStation Store royalties. They're taking 30% of every transaction made in the PlayStation Store. Even if these developers and publishers and shit are not like selling anything like super expensive, like I don't know, a skin for $3.99 or in-game credits for like $7.99. PlayStation is taking 30% of that. That's a lot. But in their defense, nothing that's on the PlayStation Store has not been contracted to be there. I don't know if I said that right. Either way, you get what I'm saying. Somebody signed some paperwork agreeing to have the PlayStation Store take 30% of their profits from whatever they sell on that PlayStation Store. So read your contracts on one end, but then 30%, that's a lot, PlayStation. Like, what the fuck y'all need all this money for? Either way, that's one thing, because the companies are like, no, class action lawsuit. Like I said, $5.8 billion. That's with a B. I'm not saying million, I'm saying Billy. So hopefully Sony got it. They also announced that, well, they didn't announce, Microsoft announced that Sony has been paying to block games from coming to Game Pass. I don't fuck with that either. Like, the console war shit, it is what it is. I don't necessarily participate. I could give a fuck about what system you play on, as long as we winning games, or at least having fun, because sometimes we don't even have to win games. As long as we having fun gaming, I'm cool. Console wars, it is what it is. What is going on with y'all blocking games? I don't like that. I just feel like, as a gamer, I want everybody in the community to have access to the games that they should be having access to. If the contract is up for the exclusivity, let them people put their games in the goddamn Game Pass so the Xbox players can get on too. Like, what you talking about? I don't know. Sony tripping. Either way, I do appreciate the new controller that they put out. This DualSense Edge, which is like a high-end performance controller or whatever. I think a lot of Twitch streamers and gamers are gonna gravitate towards that controller. It's supposed to do things that allow gameplay to be easier and more functionable. That's a word. And, you know, just overall gonna enhance your gameplay. Everybody wants to win, especially if you on stream trying to make money off of your W's. You're gonna want to get this controller. I think it's gonna be a good addition to anybody's PlayStation collection, maybe even my own. We will see. I don't necessarily feel like spending whatever the price of this controller is going to be, because they announced the controller, but they haven't given us a price or release date. But I don't know, I might. We'll see. Either way, Call of Duty, y'all know I really don't care for COD like that anymore, but Modern Warfare 2 beta dates have been announced. So if you're a Call of Duty player, look out for that, because it starts September 16th and it will go all the way to the 26th of September. So, you know, if you want to play Call of Duty on the beta, the new one, the Modern Warfare 2, look out for more announcements from Activision and all the people who work on that game, because they selling this beta as well, like early access to it. So Modern Warfare 2 is probably going to be dropping pretty soon. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears open. What won't be dropping pretty soon though, Marvel Midnight Sun. They delayed the game once again. Another delay for Marvel Midnight Sun. They delayed it to March 2023 though, which, you know, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that far away right now. We in September 2022. March 2023 is a couple months away. So I'll get to play it eventually, basically. Take-Two and Fraxis, they didn't really give a reason as to why they're delaying this game, but obviously a game delay means an unfinished game, in my opinion. And then I've been seeing on their YouTube channel, they're like releasing clips and footage and stuff from this game and character analysis and stuff like that to get people familiar with the game and understanding what these characters are going to be able to do in the game. So I also feel like it's just a rollout issue as well, but we'll see, because the game looked pretty finished based on like the character analysis videos I watched, but then at the same time, who knows how long those videos have been created. And like I said, the rollout might not be the best right now. Hogwarts Legacy though, their rollout seems to be going swimmingly. I am enjoying every piece of content and footage that Hogwarts Legacy is spreading out across their various social media platforms, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Twitters. I'm excited for this game. They gave us an official release date of February 10th, 2023. Perfect for Black History Month. This game is not highly customizable, but at least moderately customizable, so I can create a black player. That's going to be very, very fun, having my black Slytherin going around Hogwarts, doing whatever I'm going to be able to do in Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just really, really excited for the game because y'all know I'm a Wizarding World fan and Slytherin is the best house. Yes, we are. Argue with your mama. And that's good news for me. So ready for that. That's it though for the headlines. Let's jam real quick and then slide into the game chat.
I blow that shit, bitch, I ain't stingy. You can slide around with Boston if your talk different. Every time I turn around, they say I'm missing. Wanna know how niggas dying? Niggas keep dissing. But I don't get in that, I'm steady wrapping up them chickens. I wanna hit the booth, but I'm stuck up in them trenches. I been at 5, but I want 6 hoes with me like I'm Nipsey. Fucking hoes and kicking doors, that's just how we live. Fuck going on, eh? I be trying to tell them without saying too much, we trying to know.
So, game chat, right? I ain't say this at the top of the episode. I'm adding something to it because there's only so much I can talk about when it comes to games. And then on top of that, y'all know I do my other show over on YouTube, the NRW Checkpoint with my homie Webster Style. We go over the new releases, have cool conversations about video games that I don't necessarily hear people talking about. And we're probably going to be spinning that off into some extra stuff. So make sure you following us over. Make sure you're following us over on the Nerds Rule the World YouTube channel. And, you know, subscribed and liked and all that other shit that you got to do so that you get the notifications whenever we drop. What I'm going to be doing right now, though, I don't know. I don't have a title for it yet. But basically, I'm going to be shouting out a video game trailer that I saw recently that I think will either entice me to get the game or just feel like people should know about it. Trailer of the episode, or I don't know what I'm going to be titling it. But I think I'm going to keep with this, though, because I be seeing a lot of dope trailers when I do the NRW Checkpoint. And I was like, damn, I might get that game, or I am going to get it, or I'm going to download the demo and see what it's talking about. So this is where I'm going to like talk about that. The first, or not the first trailer, the trailer, because I'm only going to do one. This for time's sake. The trailer is We Are OFK. And basically this video game that I think is out already is following this band around. This band is a real band, by the way. They're like a real band in real life, but obviously on the game they're animated. It follows them and it pretty much explains the process and the conversations that it took to bring them together as a band. And then as you play through the game or whatever, you get to unlock new songs. So there's 5 chapters. Each chapter unlocks a new song on their EP, and then like the final level of each chapter, like the boss fight of each chapter, is you like playing through the music video. It's a very, very dope concept. Check out We Are OFK over on YouTube, like the video game trailer, to like fully understand what I'm talking about. But if you know anything about me, you know I fuck with music a lot, and I feel like this is a very, very dope strategy and a very, very dope concept. I don't quite remember anything like this ever coming across any kind of console I play. So very, very dope, and that is the trailer I wanted to shout out. Other than that, I'm on Mulitversus heavy. Season 1 is now live. The game actually just hit 20 million players, so that's dope, especially because they're saying we're in season 1, but the title screen also says we're still in beta. So if this game is still in beta, which I can believe that because it's crashed a few times on me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's what betas do. So I can definitely see it. I love the game, though. I'm really, really enjoying it. My mains at this point are Garnet and Steven. I'm getting accustomed to Batman because he was in like the free try out this character rotation thing that they do, which I really, really like that, by the way, because all of the characters are locked. You have to win games and get in-game credits or build up your in-game credits by winning games in order to lock or unlock some of these characters. And it's dope that they like put this rotation thing in so you can like try the characters out and see if that's the next one you want to unlock. I've unlocked like 2 additional characters just off of that whole premise. Some of these characters I'm not gonna give a fuck about. Like some of them I'm not gonna really care to play until I'm like years into the game and I'm like, maybe I should try some different characters. But the ones that I have unlocked, I'm like, okay, these are fire, because Arya Stark is in the game. I've unlocked her. She's a dope character to play with. They kind of let you have Wonder Woman like off the rip or whatever, but I'm getting better with her. She's also a fun character to play with. Like I said, I'm getting accustomed to Batman, and they're announcing, or not announcing, they're going to release 2 new characters pretty soon. Black Adam, which I'm assuming will come into the game when the Black Adam movie starring The Rock actually makes its way into the theaters, which I'm going to see that. And I think I'm going to really, really enjoy using Black Adam as a character based on his skill set. Now, if his skill set is trash, then probably won't, but I think I'm going to fuck with him. Gremlin, though, from the Gremlins movie, he's or she or whatever gender the Gremlin is coming to the game quite soon. They've already put out like a trailer announcing the character, so Gremlin is the new or next new character coming to the game. That shit should be lit. Overall, though, like I said, I love the game. I'm really enjoying it. I like the customization with the whole perk system and shit like that. Like, that's fire. The different skins you can add, the badges you could put on your like player card to let people know how real you are about this game. Like, I fuck with all of it. Like, they did a really good job. I was like thoroughly impressed that DC and Warner Brother and HBO and Cartoon Network, all of these different properties licensed themselves out and came together to create such a phenomenal game, because I'm really fucking with it. It's making me think I should try my hand at Smash Brothers, but I probably won't because I'm enjoying Mulitversus a lot. Outside of that, I'm still playing God of War. I've gotten farther in the game. I think, if I can remember correctly, I just got to a new like plane. I forgot what they called it or whatever, but the witch lady took me to the little tree, and then the tree opened up a portal and I went through and I'm somewhere else now. And the witch lady got sucked back into wherever I started from. So figuring that out, but I'm really enjoying the game, customizing the hell out of my Kratos and his son. I think he just called a boy Boy. What's the boy's name? I don't remember. But it's been a fun game so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. I think I'm pretty close to getting a second weapon, because right now I still only have the Leviathan axe, and I really want to see what other weapons come into the game. Like, I know I could just YouTube it or Google it or whatever, but this is my first time playing this particular God of War. I am from the like OG era of God of War, where he just had the 2, what it was, dual swords or whatever the fuck on the chains that was wrapped around his wrist. I came from the first wave of the God of War series, 1, 2, and 3. I played all of them, so I'm interested to see what weapons come in this wave of God of War. And then I gotta hurry up and beat the game so that I could play Ragnarok when it comes out. So that's pretty fun. I'm enjoying that. And then I've tricked myself into joining Apex once again. I'm back playing Apex, giving a serious run, or a semi-serious, because I haven't played the game in like a week and a half at this point. But I'm going to probably play something tonight. Either way, Vantage, the new character, is in the game. Her skill set is pretty dope. She's perfect for any of you who like to camp and snipe and shit like that. I've seen people using her in arenas. I've actually used her in arenas myself. She is going to be one of those characters that does well in arenas just from the simple fact that she can snipe really well given her skill set, and she has a level of elusiveness to her, because she can get out of like gunfights pretty quickly if she places her bat correctly. Either way, I fuck with Vantage. I'm gonna continue to like work with her and see if I can add it to my list of mains. Right now I'm really big on Seer, and Bloodhound is my usual main. I give Maggie a try every once in a while. Apex has a very, very diverse character selection. I'm definitely playing with Lifeline as well, just because I like to be a support person. Either way, I'm fucking with Apex, and the changes that they made to Kings Canyon at least make me feel okay playing it, because I hated Kings Canyon. Like, Kings Canyon, something about that map irritates me. I can't quite place it. I feel like they should get rid of it, but they keep blowing it up and making like small changes across the landscape of it. So I guess that'll do. I'm appreciating what they've changed in this particular season though, so that's dope. Overwatch, still playing that. The remix event, Volume 3 just ended. Pretty sure they're going to do a Volume 4 pretty soon, because they're trying to do at least one remix skin for every character before Overwatch 2 launches. At least that's what it's looking like to me. Either way, this crop of skins was pretty cool. I got most of them, at least for the characters that I tend to play with. The new season for competitive just started as well. I know I was gold on support, bronze on damage, and silver on tank ending the last season. This season, I'm still in the middle of placement matches, so when I get placed, I'll give y'all my update on the next episode. Outside of that, I am not purchasing any new games unless there's a sale, which there will be, so I feel like I'm lying. But the game that I'm most interested in purchasing next is obviously Hogwarts Legacy. I'm really thinking about getting this whole collector's edition thing. I haven't decided yet, but if I do, I'm gonna let y'all know. And if any of you are playing Hogwarts Legacy, or not playing because it ain't out yet, but if any of you are anticipating the game like I am, and you have created you a Pottermore account, which is not called Pottermore anymore, it's Wizarding World, I don't know, look it up. Go on Google, type in Pottermore or wizardingworld.com or whatever the fuck the website is now. You can create your own like profile on there, get sorted into a house, pick your wand, get a, what is it? Patronus. That's the thing I'm thinking of. You can get your own Patronus animal or whatever the case might be. Do all that, and then make sure you connect your account to your PlayStation or whatever console you're going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy on, because when the game comes out, the information will transfer into the game and it will be a part of your character. So like the wand you get in your Pottermore account or your Wizarding World account, like that's going to be your wand in the actual Hogwarts Legacy game. So there's some customization happening there that you should be aware of if you are a Harry Potter or Wizarding World fan like myself and you're going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy. So make sure you do that. And I think that's it for everything in the game chat. Let's go ahead and jam real quick, because we got to get into the playlist next, and there's a bunch of music there that I'm going to try to get through, because the watch list is also jam packed and I don't want to hold up, too much of y'all time. So music, and then let's talk playlist. Let's go.
Chanel nigga custom down, like what the fuck, the same Burberry custom brown. He said, could you throw it back when you touch the ground? And he said, do that pussy purr. I said, yup me out. Hold up, fuck boys, ain't no need for you to roll up, ain't no need for you to double tap, nigga scroll up. Keep these bitches on their toes like Manola. Be on the lookout when I come through. Bolo.
All right, so the playlist. I'm still listening to Renaissance, man. Like I'm really, really enthralled in that album. Like Beyonce, she did a phenomenal job. The shit is just amazing. I'm really looking forward to the next act or whatever. Oh, so this is why I'm bringing it up, right? I went on to the Beyonce.com, her website. I do that. I was looking at the writing credits for the songs or whatever. And when I was looking at the writing credits, I came across the letter that she wrote thanking the fans and everything. And she said in the letter that this whole Renaissance thing is going to have 3 acts. So now I know specifically 3 acts. I think act 2, it's going to be the visuals. She either going to put that on Netflix or HBO Max. That's my guess, given the fact that she has production deals with both of those streaming platforms. And I think act 3 is going to be like the tour. Don't quote me on that. This is just what I'm thinking, just based on the information presented. Either way, Renaissance is still a fire album. I don't remember the top 5 that I picked for my first review, but I have a top 5 right now. And I'm thinking that it is different from the top 5 that I stated in the original review. Either way, my top 5 for Renaissance at this point, let's see if they changed, right? Top 5, Virgo's Groove. I think that's my favorite song at this point right now. I've been playing this shit every day. Virgo's Groove, that shit feels amazing. I don't know, something about when I put it on, like, that shit make me feel better. I don't even have to be going through nothing crazy. Just having a regular day, I play Virgo's Groove, now I'm happy. Like, I don't get it. Either way, Virgo's Groove, Move, Heated, America Has a Problem, and Cozy. Top 5. Or is it Energy? See, now I'm doing it again. Either way, great project. I'm also checking out, or I've had time to check out, Lenox. She put an EP out. I haven't listened to that yet, but the initial song that she released from the EP is titled Hoodie. I love the song. The video is also dope. Her leading man or love interest in the video is fellow rapper, or the rapper, Isaiah Rashad. I fuck with his music as well, him as a rapper. So it was dope seeing 2 people I fuck with come together in this way. Lenox did a really good job with this video. She been documenting her like fitness journey. She looks amazing. She showed off plenty of body in this Hoodie video, and I was very, very appreciative of that because she looks great. Can't wait to check out the EP. I definitely have a review for that on the next episode of Talking Play Blurred Cast. And if you are one of these niggas out here who feel like all women do is talk about taking men's money and tricking on us and all this other bullshit, you need to pay attention to Lenox because she's making songs about loving niggas. The song is literally saying, I want to be in your hoodie. That's how close I want to be to you. I want to be so close to you that I'm wearing your actual fucking clothing. Like, that is about love, not money, in my opinion anyway. Offset has also been dropping some cool tracks. He put out one called 54321. The song is dope. The video is even doper. He did it at like some boardwalk amusement park, or I don't know what you call that, when they be having rides on these like piers that go off into the beaches or whatever. He did it at one of them areas, and the video just looked very, very cool. Just think Beyonce's EXO video, but then like rap nigga version. That's what it was. Either way, I fuck with it. 54321, like I said, also a dope song. And then he put out another song, I think it's called Code, with Moneybagg. Yo, let me be specific and be sure. Yes, the song is called Code, and it has a feature on it from Moneybagg. Yo, I fuck with that. Didn't know how I felt about these 2 rappers being on a song together until I actually heard it. I think they make good music. Don't know if this will lead to any joint projects or whatever the fuck, but we know what's going on with the Migos and all that. So Offset could be looking to do a bunch of collaborations. We don't know. Either way, I hope the Migos figure out their situation, because I don't want this group to break up. Like, I know they kind of already are broken up, but I don't want it to stay permanent. It might though, because Offset is suing QC, his label that is owned or managed or ran by his family members. I don't know. It's money involved and it's family involved. It's looking nasty. Cardi B has also expressed her discontent with QC as well. So I don't think the Migos getting back together anytime soon. But I hope they come back together because they've made some incredible music over the course of their career. Outside of that, real Boston motherfucking Richey from motherfucking Florida. Gotta shout out Florida, you know, that's the home state. Real Boston Richey coming through with these incredible features. Keep Dissin too. I don't know how to express how I feel about this song. It's like got me in a chokehold. I'll blow that shit, bitch, I ain't stingy. You can slide around with Boston if your top different. Like, I fuck with this song. The beat, him putting Lil Durk on part 2, Durk slid his verse. Like, this the hood nigga shit that I that I love, and I'm gonna keep supporting because black. I don't know why. I don't know why I like this toxic shit, but I fuck with it. Keep Dissin too from Real Boston Richey. The only thing that's been when I'm like, let me take a break from Renaissance real quick and like get into some other music. And I get into some other music, then I want to hear something I already know. I put on Real Boston Richey and blast this shit because Keep Dissin too is my shit. Also, Bullseye 2 featuring Future, phenomenal. Like, it's rap nigga shit, it's hood nigga shit, but Future slid on this fucking feature. Like, just went King Toxic. Said all the shit you want to hear from Future. He claimed he's still fucking Sierra. Well, he just said C. But Sierra's the only C we know in his life. He claimed he's still fucking C and doing all this other wild shit. I was like, this is Future. Yes.
Hold up. One of my outfits, Lisa Key. They're not touching a half a beat. If my nigga wasn't jiggle, I'm the type go after beat. And I still smash on C. I got 2/5 on me, like the quarterback of the Chief. I'm in the field, out no cleat, bringing it seal about a piece.
So, even though that's no disrespect to Sierra on my part, it might be all disrespect from Future because, you know, him and Russell don't necessarily see eye to eye. And neither does him and Sierra really. So could be some shots there, but for me, I'm like, I fuck with Sierra, I fuck with Russell Wilson, and I fuck with Future. It just is what it is. I don't care that he talking shit. When they talk shit, I don't care. I'm just enjoying the content. But yeah, those two songs from Real Boston Richey, I've really been fucking with heavy, and I know he put out a project. I need to check that out. I have a review for it on the next episode of the Talk and Play Blurred Cast. Also, Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl. I fuck with this song as well. She just put the video out recently. The video is really, really dope. A lot of pink, but you know, that's Nicki. But what I really enjoyed about it was the whole play on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. If you haven't seen that movie, why the fuck not? It's like one of Angelina's like best movies to me, and Brad is in that too, right? He's the man, right? Either way, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a fire movie. Nicki took the same concept of like some of the scenes in Mr. and Mrs. Smith and made her whole music video out of it. So it's really, really dope watching those similarities happen. She even had like a section in there where she emulated Rick James, because you know she's quote unquote Nick James now after sampling Rick James' Super Freak and turned it into another hit for 2022. So I really, really fuck with the song and the video and all the success she's had. Like, this song broke so many records for her. First woman in rap to debut multiple songs at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, meaning she's the only female rapper that has had more than one song like debut in the #1 spot. So that's dope. It's the first song by a female rapper to go to debut #1 like as a solo effort, no feature on it or nothing like that, just her debut #1 since Lauryn Hill did it way back in 1996 or 7. I forgot what they said the year was, but that's dope. She been killing her sales records with this. Like, I think the song is gonna go already, and it's only been out like a month. And like, she's doing big shit with the Super Freaky Girl song, and I really fuck with it. Queen Radio has also made its glorious return. I've been enjoying listening to Nicki cuss the barbs out and talk shit about whoever she don't like at the moment. Like, Queen Radio is very, very entertaining. So I'm fucking with that. And then also I got to congratulate her for receiving the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the MTV VMAs this past, week? Yeah, it happened sometime in the last 7 days. Either way, the performance was pretty dope. I enjoyed that. Didn't understand some of the choices, but after watching the Super Freaky Girl video, I do understand. It's like she was kind of like using her performance for her Video Vanguard Award to like lead up to it. It's a pretty dope tactic. I like the whole aesthetic now that I like fully understand what was happening. That was pretty cool. Her performance and her, receiving the Video Vanguard Award actually made me watch the entire VMAs, and it wasn't bad. Like, the VMAs has great production value, and I always appreciated that about them. So I was thoroughly entertained, even watching some of the artists who I didn't tune in to see. Then outside of that, we had some EPs and albums dropped since the last time I talked to y'all on this podcast. Uzi Vert's Red and White EP, which is supposed to be like his prequel to Pink, which is his next project supposed to be coming out. I enjoyed the project. It's like 9 songs on this EP. It's very, very Uzi. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to Lil Uzi Vert, then you're not going to be surprised by anything that happens on this album. But the songs are really good. They're really fun. Uzi always comes with a different level of production value that I really appreciate from him. He don't necessarily rap over the typical rap nigga beats all the time. So I really fuck with that. Like, him just being different in his own lane with his music and the kind of things he creates. The album was really, really cool. I really liked, not the album, the EP. I really liked the cover art for this EP. It was dope. Like, Google it, check it out. I can't show you over the podcast. But Red and White, cool project. We doing top 5s for this one. Let's see. I know I enjoyed the FF record, which is standing for Final Fantasy. Obviously, as a gamer, that particular song stuck out to me. And then there's another song, Space Cadet. I really fuck with that one. Flex Up, Hitting My Shoulder. It's a hit. Like, that is 5 or 6 out of the actual 9 songs. So pretty safe to say I like the entire EP. So Uzi Vert's Red and White EP, dope, dope, dope. Bobby Shmurda's Bodboy EP was not. I really was not feeling this project. The only reason I'm mentioning it is because I feel like I need to be honest about the kind of music that I'm listening to and if I like it or not. Some of the shit I listen to I don't like, and I need to give my honest reviews on it. Just, for constructive criticism, I guess. Because even though I don't like this EP, that's not taking away anything from Bobby Shmurda. I feel like at least with this EP, he released music that he had fun making, and then he's trying to like figure out his new sound. Because Bobby was in jail for like 6 years. When he went away, New York rap was different than what it is now. Like, there was no drill music in New York when Bobby Shmurda went to jail. Now that's like the dominant sound in New York right now. So I'm glad he's trying to, figure it out. I'm glad he's not just hopping on the drill wave. And I'm also glad that he's not trying to recreate Hot Nigga. Like, he actually came with some different sounding music on this project. And I appreciated that, even though none of the songs is catchy. There's really nothing to vibe to on there. The bars and flows are kind of, amateur. And all of these songs sound like fillers on a mixtape. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. I didn't really care for the beats. They sound like mid-tier YouTube beats, like not the best YouTube beats, but also not trash. And then I don't know, something about the mixing of it, like the levels was all off on this fucking project, and I don't like that, because at the very least, with Bobby Shmurda being signed to a major label, he should have access to top engineers and studio equipment. Why does this sound like I mixed it back in the day? Because I'm better at mixing now. Either way, I'm not going to count Bobby out. I hope that he figures his sound out and come back with another hit. That's what I'm anticipating. This Bodboy EP, though, wasn't feeling it. Megan Thee Stallion's Traumazine album, I actually did feel that one, though. Good project, in my opinion. She has some very, very dope beats on there. Very good features. We're doing top 5. I really enjoy the NDA song. That one was dope. Ungrateful featuring Key Glock was also really dope. Megan kind of snapped on there. And then I'm not like a super big Key Glock fan, but I'm aware of him, and his verse was also solid on there. Not Nice. I just love the whole message behind that. That's on my top 5 from this project. Very, very dope song. Very honest and real too. And then Budget featuring Lotto. Probably the best song on the project, just in my opinion, at least right now. Y'all know how I do. I sit with this music and my top 5 will flip and change all the time. This could happen, but I really fuck with Budget featuring Lotto. And then Who Me featuring Pooh Shiesty, also fire. Because Megan, she was doing some things with her flows and bars that I really, really appreciate. I'm glad she pushing herself to continue to grow as a rapper, and she not just trying to stick with one flow. I know the internet gives her a lot of flack about having one flow, but I hear past that. I know Megan's trying. She's working and figuring things out. Anxiety is also a very cool song. This is not a part of my top 5. I'm just mentioning it though because it really gave substance to the album. I really like the vulnerability and the honesty that she had on the song, because she right. Bad bitches have bad days too. Like, she can't be bad every day. Sometimes you just want to be a recluse. Sit in your room, play video games, say fuck the world, and tune out. I fuck with that message. Scary featuring Rico Nasty is also a very, very dope one. More so because I like the beat. It had like this very thriller, not the song, but like the genre of movie. Like it had this spookiness to it that lends itself very well to the Halloween season. And given that we're approaching Halloween season, I feel like this song would be quietly sneaking its way through people's playlists because it fits the Halloween season very well. Rico Nasty also had an impressive verse on here. She's been killing her features lately. I fuck with that. I fuck with Rico. Dope song. Star featuring Lucky Day is also a really good song. The production on that song is amazing. Like, that song sounds fantastic. The beat anyway. So also the levels and the mixing and stuff, like, it's a good sounding song. And then it was cool hearing Megan try to sing a little bit. She tried to get in her R&B bag a little bit. I don't never mind when Megan sings a little bit. She don't sound bad. It's a cool album overall though. Traumazine is one. I don't know about the replay value. Like, I listen to it every once in a while, or since this came out, and I'm like, I don't know if these songs will necessarily stick, but it'll at least hold her over in the hotties until she puts another project out, because I didn't really care for that Pressurelicious song featuring Future at first, but it's growing on me. So she got something with this project. I fuck with Traumazine. Also, JID put a project out, The Forever Story. This shit is dope as fuck. Production is really, really fire on there. The features fit perfectly on this project. He does a really good job at endearing you to the songs as well, because like he has these skits in there. It's like one where he was talking about his sister beating somebody up in the bathroom that tried her. And then he has these voicemails coming in from like friends and family or whatever, either, talking to him crazy because he can't answer the phone, or just being like, damn, when the fuck you gonna put some new music out? Like, I fuck with all of that. Even like on the Money song, he's like, the kids are gonna sing the little money part or whatever. And I thought that was cool. You know, kids, they do cool things every once in a while. So I like that he found like cool ways to endear people to this project with the music and things that he chose to put on here. Also, I love that these songs have like breakdowns in them, or they like switch to a different kind of beat halfway or somewhere in the middle. I talked about Drake doing this kind of music on Certified Lover Boy when I did my review for that, like how some of the songs started one way and ended completely different, or starting one way and then changing in the middle and then going back to the original way in the end. Like JID has a couple songs on there that do the same thing, like Surround Sound featuring 21 Savage and Radar as well. And since we're on Radar, let me go ahead and jump into my top 5. Radar being one of them. I like Radar. Dance Now featuring Kenny Mason is also dope. I like the beat and the flows that JID picked for this particular song. Crack Sandwich is also good. Like, it's a really, really dope song that kind of has a like old school conscious rap vibe to it. It was really dope. And it was also the one where we get the skit about his sister beating somebody up in the bathroom. I also like Just in Time featuring Lil Wayne and Kenny Mason. Wayne had a fire verse on this fucking song and JID was able to keep up. So I'm glad about that because it really made for a good song. And then to close out my top 5, Louder 2. Featuring Rave Lene and Alan Kane. I really, really fuck with the beat and the flow that he chose for Louder 2. Kind of had like a Busta Rhymes kind of vibe to it. Fire record. I really fuck with Louder 2.
Look, pardon me, but a part of me looking for more. Giving my heart, my art, my artery. What do you want more? Minority boy black, looking for joy. They snatch it, looking back, paying it for it. But I'm tapped. I lap tap water and tap dance and tabernacles before the Lord. The pattern is no avoid. Not gonna avoid the words that come with the voice inside of my head. I'm sick of the noise. So be a bigger nigga, put your finger on the trigger as you're looking at the mirror on the wall, and let that bitch rip till your backbone slipping. No, them cracks don't give no black fuck about y'all.
Also, special mentions. Can't Change featuring Ari Lennox, really, really dope. I enjoy hearing JID and Ari together, especially because they're both Dreamville artists. Shout out to J. Cole for signing these two incredible artists. Ari's vocals sound amazing and they fit the song perfectly, the beat perfectly. Everything JID said in his verse, it was like, I'm gonna say all this and then Ari sums it up with her hook, and that shit was fire. I also like Brother Them and Sister Them just because of the messaging behind it. Brother Them featuring Little Durk is all about brotherhood and empowering yourself and your friends and stuff like that. And just like a record where it's a black man showing love to all the other black men in his circle, his team, his family that have either inspired him or just kept him level-headed throughout this whole process, or just being a brother. Like, I fuck with shit like that. And then Sister Them is also in the same vein, but it's him talking about all the women in his life that have done those similar things. So I really feel like those songs being side by side to each other on the track list was perfect, because it kind of was like one of those songs that kind of flipped halfway, but it was actually two individual records. Really, really fuck with that. I really fuck with the sample that was used for Sister Them, which is one of my favorite music soul child songs, Merry Go. So when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, this shit is fire. You got the fire sample on Sister Them, and then I really enjoy the messaging and everything he rapping about. That was dope. Like, JID did a really good job with this album. It's a really, really dope album. I've been listening to it a lot. It's one of the albums that I listen to outside of Renaissance that I've been playing like consistently. So really, really good job. And then I also like Star featuring Yasin Bey, just because JID does have like a conscious rapper kind of aesthetic to him. Like, he's, in my opinion, like a very, very fine mix of conscious rapper and street nigga rapper because he'll put out songs like Star with Yasin Bey, who for your older listeners is actually Mos Def. You know, y'all know he changed his name. Y'all should anyway if you hip hop fans. But he'll do a song with Yasin, aka Mos Def, and then he'll have a song like Stick on the Dreamville collaborative album that they put out earlier this year, which is very much a turn up, I'm talking about guns type of song. So I really fuck with that. I fuck with the duality, and I like that he's found a way to blend those perfectly and give us a project like the SAPPHtember Story. It's really, really good. Also, last album we reviewing, DJ Khaled's God Did. I don't know. I was debating if I was gonna mimic, but it didn't turn out bad, did it? I really fuck with this as well. More so because it is DJ Khaled doing what DJ Khaled does. Like, every now and again, I appreciate having an album that is just full of singles. Like, we just talked about the SAPPHtember Story and Traumazine and Renaissance and stuff. Like, those albums are very consistent bodies of work. The songs fit each other in a specific way. They flow in a specific way. With this one, God Did, and all of DJ Khaled's projects pretty much, there's no like fluidity to it. It's really like, if you like the artist on this song, then play the song. You don't have to start from the beginning and go from top to bottom. Pick a song and play it. I got a song or an album full of singles, so enjoy it. I really do. It's perfect music to just listen to in the barbershop or on the way somewhere, like just driving real quick. It's perfect music to just play. And of course, it got all the elements on there that I fuck with when it comes to hip hop and hood nigga shit, right? So suffice to say, I like this album. Now, No Secrets, which is the first song, or not even really a song, an intro on this project, kind of threw me off, right? Because I thought Drake was about to, you know what I'm saying, really slide, but it was just, you know, a quick little 15, 20 second intro. And yeah, it is what it is. Top 5 for this particular album, I'm going with Big Time featuring Future and Lil Baby. I fuck with that record. There's also a video out that was pretty dope. Keep Going featuring Lil Durk, 21 Savage, and Roddy Ricch. Also a video out for that song. This song is also very, very hard. I fuck with it. Also, Beautiful featuring Future and motherfucking SZA, who is beautiful. And her voice is beautiful. And I love SZA a lot. But the song is dope. I really enjoyed SZA's vocals. And obviously Future came through with his toxic shit. It was dope. And what's that, 3? Other 2, Bills Paid featuring Lotto and City Girls. I fuck with that record because the sample, Lights Camera Action by Mr. Cheeks, that was a beautiful sample. That, well, not beautiful, but it was a fire sample to pick for this song. And then he put the right 2 on there, or the right 3. Yeah, because Lotto Snap, that could have been her own song, just, you know, without the City Girls, the way she attacked it, because she did 2 verses and the hook. But I really like the City Girls' contribution to it, and I like that they shared a verse. Instead of each of them getting their own specific verse, it was like JT opened up the verse or gave, you know, like 8 bars, whatever. And then Young Miami came right after her with 8 bars, and then the hook started again. I like that they do that because it's something about them as a group shows like unity whenever they just share a verse together instead of getting their own individual verses on other people's songs. So I fuck with that. And then Let's Pray featuring Don Toliver and Travis Scott. I fuck with that as well. If you don't know, Don Toliver is Travis Scott's artist. They make music that is very, very similar to each other, but not in a bad way. It's complementary, not like they're biting each other. It's like they work well on similar sounding music. This one is no different. It just really got me excited to hear a new Travis Scott project. So nigga, come on with Utopia because we are waiting. Outside of that though, the album is really, really good. I loved the moment that Jay-Z had on God Did. He really should have had this song by himself, but of course Khaled likes to put amazing people on songs together no matter how long it's going to take them to wrap up their verses. So the song ended up being like almost 7 minutes, but Jay-Z's 4 minutes really slid, and then Wayne's like 45 seconds slid as well. Didn't necessarily need Rick Ross on there, but he didn't fuck up the song. It was just like time-wise, we could have cut that. But honestly, I think Jay-Z should have just had his own song on the record. He should have had Hove did and just had that as his own record, and then let Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, and John Legend like have their own song moment together. I don't know who this Friday with 2 Y's, I don't know who that person is, but I enjoyed the song, so I'm gonna just say his contribution was, or her contribution, their contribution was appreciated. Use This Gospel remix, which if you didn't know, the remix is titled The Remix because Use This Gospel is a Kanye West song from God is King, which came out a couple years ago. It was Kanye's like first fully gospel-esque album or whatever, and he had the original on there, Use This Gospel. I'm glad that Kanye let DJ Khaled do a remix to this record. The extra instrumentation that was added made the song even better. And then I'm not like a big Eminem fan. Like, I definitely respect his ability to rap. Like, he's mastered the craft of rapping. Nobody raps like Eminem does. The nigga is not a nigga, he's white. The white man, the man, the guy is great at what he does, right? But I'm not like a super big fan of like his like music like that. I didn't mind him at all on this song. Like, his verse was actually the better part of the song to me. Like, that stood out the most, and it was better than what Kanye was talking about. So shout out to Eminem because I fuck with that record. So good job. And just a few other songs like Party featuring Quavo and Takeoff, or Unk and Few as they are going by these days. That was dope. It had a sample, Party All the Time. I don't know the lady that sings that song. I can't think of her name right now, I should say. But that was a dope sample. The Staying Alive record featuring Drake and Lil Baby is growing on me, so I'm pretty sure I'll like that, like fully like it in like the next 2 weeks or something. It Ain't Safe featuring Nardo Wick and Kodak Black is also another like nigga song that I could just play and, you know, turn up to or whatever. They slid. I like the song Way Past Luck featuring 21 Savage. 21 opened up and kind of gave a little different side, a little bit more of a real, I don't know what you call it. He got a little bit more vulnerable on that record, and I fuck with that. Then These Streets Know My Name was the actual, you know, DJ Khaled has a Caribbean song on every project where he like lets, you know, dance hall artists or reggae artists like just go crazy. That's what These Streets Know My Name was, and it was fire. Newcomer to the scene, Skillet Bing was on there. I fuck with everything they was doing. Buju Bantu, Capitan, Bounty Killer is on there as well. Like, this is a really good track. And then even though I'm really, really tired of people using Juice WRLD, you know, vocals or whatever, like, I want the man to rest in peace. I did not hate the Juice WRLD Dead record. Like, I was like, all right, this don't sound bad, and it kind of works for the album or whatever, because I don't know how he got Juice WRLD saying his name so many times. Maybe this record was already in the can, and he was like, you know what, in honor of Juice WRLD, I'm gonna go ahead and release it. But it's a dope song. And then the Jadakiss interlude, that should have been in my top 5 actually. But phenomenal record. I really, really liked that they used that very, very iconic moment from the Dipset versus the Lox versus, where Jadakiss is like in his bag just going off, nigga, I'm outside, y'all know where I'm at. Like, I really, really fuck with that. It's like the opener to this interlude, and then the beat completely changes and samples another record that's bigging up New York. Jadakiss slid, he's still rapping his ass off. Like, that song, like I said, should have been in my top 5. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's fine. It'll probably be in the top 5 next time I talk to y'all about this album. It was dope though. And then Grateful featuring Vori. I really like Vori as an artist. He's really growing on me. His vocals on this particular song, perfect way to close out the album. I was really fucking with God Did. God Did is a good project. That's all though for the playlist. It was kind of lengthy. The watch list is also lengthy, but we're gonna get through it, and I'm gonna try to get through it as quick as possible so I'm not taking up too much of y'all time. So let's jam real quick, and then we on to the watch list.
Keep going. Yeah. This a wide body. These ain't socks though. He ain't body. Where your chop go? In an odd party, you did not go. He spinning on repeat. He spinning, can't even breathe. Hey, we on the streets, better call on G.O.D.
So the watch list for this particular Blurred cast, I checked out the N1 documentary, or like the first 10 minutes of it, and then I got frustrated, so I cut it off. That's not saying that the documentary is bad. I was just put off by it. I'm gonna go back to it and finish it out because the nostalgia factor in that shit was like crazy. I was like, damn, I missed this time period and everything that N1 was standing for and the culture and shit like that. I just didn't like that it was 3 white dudes who had already almost ended Steph Marbury's career with them janky ass first edition N1s they had him playing in. Like, I didn't like that they almost fucked him up with that. And then when they realized like, oh, he about to shit on us and N1 is over, then they was like, let's figure something else out. So they found these recordings, some tapes that some interns had left around the office, and it was actual like documented footage of street ball culture in New York. And so they watched these tapes and they was like, this is where we need to go. And then they went and was like, we can partner with you guys as N1 and, you know, turn this into something else. And I don't know, I just didn't like the white people being involved so heavily and then just using black people to grow their business, even though they was like going through ups and downs with this shit. And then they wasn't even paying the N1 players, like all the people that made N1 like lit, they wasn't even really paying them like that. So I was like, oh no, I have to come back to it. But it was pissing me off, so I cut it off. Not saying it's a bad documentary, I haven't finished it, so I can't say whether it was good or bad. Just saying the start of it, off-putting. So that's that. But I've been watching on Netflix as well. Matter of fact, that N1 documentary is on Netflix if anybody want to watch it. Also, The Sandman, been loving this show. Started off a little slow, you know what I'm saying? He was like trapped in the little ball shit or whatever, and then he was like, I gotta find my tools and shit like that. But then after that whole arc of the series kind of like moved out the way and started going, the show became like really, really good, and I'm enjoying it so far. I think I had just finished the episode where, oh yes, he was going around with his sister, quote unquote, because they are like all this family thing going on, this mythical like, oh, you know, we're related because we do these godlike things. He was with his sister, the Grim Reaper, and going around, you know, watching her do her job and kind of getting insight on like how she does it without getting too attached to the humans and stuff like that. Like, it was a really good episode. I'm really actually excited to watch the next one. I'm probably gonna watch that while I eat dinner. Either way, really enjoying The Sandman. I've been watching a lot of the new movies that have been coming on Netflix as well. The Gray Man is a really good one. I enjoyed it. I didn't really see Ryan Gosling in like an action role kind of thing. He's normally like the funny guy to me, but he really did a good job. I was thoroughly impressed at how he was handling himself in these action scenes, especially because the action scenes were really good. Like, there's this one scene where he's like fighting somebody and he keeps getting him, or the person he's fighting keeps getting him in like really like Dangerous Places with this knife that he had, this hand knife, and the way Ryan was like reacting to it and, you know, throwing his punches and stuff, I was like, okay, doing a good job. I fuck with it. So The Gray Man is really good. I'm looking forward to seeing if they continue the series, because it's kind of giving like Mission Impossible vibes a little bit, or Born Identity vibes. So I'm like, all right, bet The Gray Man might be a new action franchise, Netflix owned and produced. So I was fucking with that. Ryan did a really good job. I also checked out the Uncharted movie, obviously because a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it as well. It didn't necessarily follow like the adventures or any one particular adventure of the 4 or 5 Uncharted games that they have out now, but it did have a decent amount of lore from the actual game series. Like the cat was in the movie and shit like that. That was dope. So I was like, all right, I really fuck with this movie. They look like they setting this up to be like a franchise as well. So we'll see if we get an Uncharted 2. But the movie was dope. It was also really good seeing Tom Holland as not Spider-Man. Like he was carrying himself really, really well as Nathan Drake. Didn't feel like I was watching Peter Parker in a Uncharted movie at all. So I was like, all right, this kid, he got some really good acting chops. I'm really, really interested to see him play more roles that are not anything to do with Marvel. So the Uncharted movie was really, really dope. I also checked out Jamie Foxx's new movie Day Shift, which had a very, very interesting concept. Jamie Foxx is playing a vampire hunter, and his wife, who is played by Megan Good, shout out to Megan Good, looking good. Okay. She, or both of them, well, she about to leave him pretty much. And he like, let me come up with the money you need so that I can keep you here. I don't want you taking my daughter to Florida and you moving as well, and now I don't have my family. Let me come up with some money or whatever. So that's what he out doing, hunting vampires, trying to come up with enough money to keep his wife and daughter from moving to another state, which would be clear on the other side of town or clear on the other side of the country, because this movie takes place in California. So there's a sense of urgency there. Snoop Dogg also was in this movie. He did a pretty good job. I really liked that it was an action movie, which the action scenes were the best parts. Looking at who produced it, it's the same people that made John Wick. So I was expecting the action scenes to be good, and they were. But I also liked that it had a little bit of comedy to it. Of course, it's Jamie Foxx. And then I forget the white kid. I've seen him in movies before. I can't think of his name right now. I should Google it, but for time purposes, you know what? I'm not going to do that to him. Google says his name is Dave Franco. So he is funny as well in the movie. Like, it was action, but it had comedy to it, and I fuck with that. And then on top of that, the concept was very interesting because vampire hunter, and we're going into spooky season, so it was a perfect movie to kind of put out now. I feel like this is one that is going to resonate with the Halloween season very well and be one of the movies that people play every year just because it got vampires in it and shit like that. Either way, it's a win for Jamie Foxx, and I really enjoyed the movie. I think based on the way it ended, we're at least going to get a sequel. So I'm looking forward to that because I was very, very intrigued at that ending. Like, I'm not going to spoil nothing, but I was intrigued. Either way, I also got a chance to check out Me Time, which is Kevin Hart's new movie. It's him starring along Mark Wahlberg and Regina Hall, who is absolutely a funny and hilarious and beautiful woman. I love Regina Hall. She's been aging so well and just sticking around this whole movie industry for as long as she's been in it. She's still out here doing great roles. I fuck with it. But yeah, it was obviously a comedy. It was a little corny, but not like in a bad way, just like corny way. But I laughed a lot actually. Kevin Hart still funny, and it was interesting seeing him and Mark Wahlberg play in the same space, because I didn't ever think to I never thought about a Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg movie and was like, oh yeah, that'd be good. But it was a good match. Unlikely pairing, but it was a really good match. I enjoyed the movie. It was a fun watch. Definitely check that out if you're interested. And then shifting over to Peacock, since we were just talking about Regina Hall, Honk for Jesus, incredible movie. It's a satirical comedy starring Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown, who also produced the movie alongside Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele. So that's 4 black people. And, you know, Jordan Peele's mind is amazing. Daniel Kaluuya, we getting to know more about him and his acting ability and his production ability. The more we see him, Regina Hall is amazing. Sterling K. Like, this is a very, very good team, and they created a very, very dope movie. The premise of it, I'm not trying to spoiler you or whatever. It just came out. If you have Peacock, go check it out. But the premise of the movie basically is Sterling K. and Regina Hall, they are pastor and first lady of like a mega church. And remember, this is a satirical comedy. So they're trying to show like a not so churchy and devout side to it. They're trying to show like the real behind the show that is these mega churches and, you know, these larger than life pastors who are like millionaires and their congregations are like not millionaires. So it's a really, really dope and interesting concept, an interesting take on that whole culture, because they don't really make movies about that. Like Tyler Perry pretty much got like the gospel church movie thing kind of like sold up or whatever. So it was really, really interesting watching Regina Hall and Sterling K., Daniel Kaluuya and Jordan Peele come in with this concept of like trying to pull the veils back a little bit on these pastors and they first ladies and how corrupt the other side of things are, how shiesty and conniving that world is. But it was a really, really dope watch. Obviously there was some kind of scandal involved. I ain't gonna tell you, I'm trying not to spoil it for you, but it made the movie even more interesting to like not only peel back the layers of what's happening with these characters, but then like see how it like mocks and sternly contrasts what's happening in the real world when it comes to like these super pastors and their super first ladies. So it's a dope watch. Now I definitely think people should check this out. I kind of want to watch it again if I'm being real, because it was funny, because Regina Hall is hilarious. But then on top of that, like just the whole concept behind it was really intriguing. I know I missed stuff because after the movie went off, the stuff started like coming into my head, like, oh, this what this meant, this what this meant. Like there was a revelation that I had about the very last scene of the movie when the camera like catches this moment that's happening, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker is still fucking up. And that's all I'll say. So check that out over on Peacock. It's in theaters as well, but I mean, who's going to go to the theaters when you can just watch it for free on Peacock? You don't need no premium subscription to Peacock or whatever. The ad-supported tier, which is what I have, will let you watch the movie just fine. That's Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. That is the whole title of the movie. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. It was funny and good. Outside of that, y'all know the regular shows I've been watching. She-Hulk, I'm definitely tuned in. I think episode 3 just came out or is about to come out. I can't remember. Let me see. Yeah, episode 3 just came out. Episode 4 is about to drop. Either way, I'm enjoying the series so far. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's not making me laugh as much as I was expecting, because Marvel, they low-key be making comedies now, but this is specifically supposed to be a comedy. And even though I'm not laughing as much, I am still laughing a little bit. And overall, the story is good. Like, I don't necessarily need to laugh. When I'm watching this, I'm like, I'm intrigued at the story. I could care less if they cracking jokes or whatever. So that's really, really dope. They gave us a little bit of backstory on what Bruce was going through, you know, throughout the snap and like all of the trauma and stuff he endured trying to get the Hulk under control and eventually end up in what he is now, which is, I guess, Smart Hulk, where it's like him and Hulk split down the middle. That was cool. And just understanding the character of She-Hulk, and Tatiana Maslany is doing a very, really good job. The last episode, I don't want to spoil it for nobody. I mean, y'all should have seen it already. They had Megan Thee Stallion on there. That was dope. Like, I enjoyed this whole show, and I like that it's very stern and it's being very forward when it comes to challenging all of the fanboys out there who just like to hate on anything women do in regards to being nerds or geeks or whatever. Like, they're making some commentary in this show that is directly targeted towards those gatekeeping ass, hating ass, you know, weirdos online that think everything's supposed to be derivative of the source material and things sticking to the source material and women can't be doing this X, Y, and Z. Like, it's directly punching them people in the face. And I fuck with that as well, outside of the story of the entire show just being dope. And then I also I enjoyed that post-credit like scene or whatever where Bruce and Tatiana, or Bruce and She-Hulk, were talking about Captain America and if he died a virgin or whatever the case might be. I don't think Captain America is dead, and I'm pretty sure we all know that he's not, but they're allowing the question mark to still be in the air for whatever reason, and alluding to him still being alive but maybe being dead also. It's weird, but I'm enjoying She-Hulk. That is a good series on Disney Plus, ready for episode 4 to drop. And then P-Valley had a season finale that was also good as fuck. It was a great way to end the season because I enjoyed watching Uncle Clifford get Haley up out of the business of the club, even though she still pulled one over on him at the end and took all the money. That was dope. Lil Murder living in his truth or whatever, you know, he's gay or whatever, and wants to be with Uncle Clifford. That was cool to me. I took issue though with this nigga not going on tour Megan Thee Stallion. Like, why would you do all this work? You've been touring with motherfucking Keyshawn. Y'all are going over the world, or y'all going all across the states doing this whole strip club tour or whatever, and y'all killing it. Your song is getting traction. Like, people know you in the streets and shit like that. And then you got an opportunity to work with Megan Thee Stallion, who is going by her alter ego, Tina Snow, on this particular series. You got Tina Snow on here talking about finna take Lil Murder on tour so we could perform my song together. Like, she's an actual artist and the place you want to be as far as success is concerned. Why the fuck would you turn down going on tour with her so you can lay up with Uncle Clifford? Uncle Clifford is going to be managing the pink. Like, he might fuck with you at the crib, but when it's time to get that bag, he going to be out the door. And you going to be what? Sitting at the house folding laundry and making what? Pork chops, eggs every day? I don't understand why he would turn down going on a tour just to be up under Uncle Clifford. But that was the only real issue I took with the season finale. That shit kind of disappointed me. I'm like, bro, you've been working all this time to make your music career pop, and not because your nose wide open, you in love with a nigga, you like, oh nah, I'm gonna turn down a huge opportunity and just stay up under my nigga. That don't make sense. But, you know, to each their own. It is what it is. Keyshawn, her story been pissing me off since I first realized she was getting beat on by this white boy. So now that we are knee deep in what was that, season 2? I think that was season 2. Now that we like finished season 2, we ain't even knee deep. We done. We out of it. I ain't like the way her shit ended, man. I wanted him to either die, the white boy Durk who was beating on her, or for her to actually get out and escape. Not for this abusive ass white man to actually figure out what she was going to be doing and then call the fucking child protective services on Keyshawn. And she's so frustrated and pissed off at the situation that she flips out in front of them and they end up putting her in jail and taking away the kids and giving it to Durk. I'm like, bruh, She should have been let Diamond do what he wanted to do earlier. Not, oh nah, I'm in jail and he done ruined my fucking life. Not go kill him. You should have been did that before you got put in jail. But then even what happened to Diamond at the end was crazy. I wasn't expecting his big booty stripper turned DJ girlfriend to be some like undercover ops or whatever, and they done drugged the man and threw him in the back of a trunk. I was like, what the fuck is going on with P Valley? But that's one of the reasons I like P Valley, because the storylines, as predictable as you might feel like they are, they always throw something in there that's gonna turn the shit completely around, make it go left, right, and then back straight. Like it was very, very good watching this season. I enjoyed it a lot. Can't wait for season 3 to drop. Also, Rap Shit just had a season finale, and that shit was good as well. I knew Maurice was in jail. I knew that Maurice had got caught. When I seen that scene of him and Shauna in, his bedroom or whatever, and he had like stacks of MacBooks or whatever that he was selling or whatever, I was like, they about to lock him up. Cause he got way too many MacBooks. Them bitches run anywhere from $2,000 to like $7,000 just a piece, and he had like mountains of them. I'm like, somebody's on to you. And then you got Shauna sitting on the bed posting up the money that they making on her Instagram and shit. I'm like, these niggas finna get caught. And I was right, because when we came back for the finale after that episode ended, the nigga was in jail. And Shauna let me down big time, because I was doing good, and then your dumb ass want to get on stage and have this moment. I was in the moment and do this rap, this freestyle or whatever, shitting on your daughters and all this other stuff. I was like, why be so fucking selfish right now in a time where your group is really about to take off? Like, the opportunity Duke provided for them to perform at this event was a big one. Y'all saw who was in the building. They had Timbaland in there and shit, all kind of celebrities. Toby Ngwe, I can't pronounce his last name like that, but I forget how to pronounce it. But you had Toby and his manager watching. I was like, bro, like, this is not the time for you to get in your feelings about the fact that you just had this meeting with Francois. He shitted on you and basically told you he's responsible for the changes that you made, because he was been telling you to do that, and it worked once you actually started doing it. Like, to get in your bag right then on stage in front of that crowd and have your little freestyle moment and shit on Mia in the process, I was like, nah, I wasn't fucking with that. Shauna let me down. She not let me down bad, bro. I was rooting for Shauna until then. And then her stupid ass texting Cliff. What you texting Cliff for? This man done dogged you out on social media, had you on Instagram Live, breaking up with you, selling you out, saying your music is not good. Then he texting you talking about he was fucking Fatima this whole time. Like, why are you texting this nigga just because you in a little moment of desperation? Shauna was letting me down. But then Mia, she was like, really, Mia was doing what I wanted her to do. Other than how she treated Lamont, I ain't really fuck with that. I was on Mia's side with everything else. I do want her to see what the other rapper nigga can do for them or whatever. He dropped $30K on her just to try to get her to not go to work and hang out with him for a day. You had your homegirls, you know what I'm saying? They testing everybody, they checking everybody, seeing who really got money, who don't, who can help you out here. Like, they was having your back, interrogating them entourage members that the rap nigga had with him. I keep calling him the rap nigga, that's because I can't remember his name. But either way, I was fucking with Mia and her decisions and the things that she was doing. When he was like, oh yeah, y'all should roll with me or whatever, come with me here, whatever. I like that she was like, no, you follow me here. I think after the New York situation, she was like, no, I ain't getting into no cars with those niggas I don't know. Y'all can follow me to a spot that I'm comfortable with eating at though. And he was like, I'm down. I fuck with that. I just, like I said, didn't like how she treated Lamont, because before, when you was in your feelings or whatever, and Lamont stepped up, he was like, I'm gonna be more of an active father, you know what I'm saying? If you going through shit, you could talk to me. I want to make sure you good, your mental is straight or whatever. Y'all been fucking or whatever. Like, why, just because a nigga with some money came in the picture, you want to shit on my dog talking about, I don't want to go backwards. We've been in such a good place. I don't think we should get back in a relationship and move backwards. Like, what? That's fucked up. Especially because he been producing for y'all. Like, you got 2 hits off of this man's production ability. Like, don't shit on him just yet. Just because a rapper nigga come around who probably just gonna use you for the look. I was catching all that little shit now. He wasn't checking for you until the DJ shouted you out and was like, oh yeah, this is her. She in the building and shit like that. But it is what it is. We'll see how that relationship plays out in season 2. And then obviously Shauna got arrested. So we're going to see that, how that plays out, which I kind of knew it was going to happen because I knew the City Girls and their origin story, at least loosely anyway, and their executive producers on the show. So it only made sense. Like, as soon as Shauna got, or her character arc or her development in the story or whatever showed her dealing with the scammer life or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, this season gonna end with her going to jail, because that's what happened to JT right when the group was about to take off, or right when they was taking off and they was about to really go to the next level. She got locked up, and Young Miami had to go out on the road herself and tour and do music by herself, feature on people's shit or whatever, just to keep the name alive until JT got out of jail, just to keep the group going. So I seen that coming, but either way, it was still dope how they did it. I like that the police officer showed up at the hotel and Shauna was like, I'm off today. What people need me for? And they was like, they looking for you for something else. But it is what it is. And I like Duke's storyline as well. She do have some bad business practices, like you pimping these girls at this event that you also bringing Shauna and Mia to get them exposure as your artist. Like, those are 2 business dealings that shouldn't necessarily be hand in hand right now, because you want people to take your artist seriously. So why the fuck are you also pimping at these parties? Like, gotta chill with that. But overall, the season was great. I can't wait for rap shit to come back. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but fire. And that is it for this particular episode of Talking Play Blurcast. I believe that's all I've been watching, all I have watched. If I miss anything or something else pops up, I got y'all on the next episode. But that's it. Thank you for hanging with me once again. Try to go back to my regular weekly drops or whatever. So keep your notifications or whatever you got to do to keep track of my podcast open, because I'm coming. BRIAN SAPPH. That's Brian Sav. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if you want to follow there. I don't really post a lot there, but I have a TikTok. So, yep. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.